Hi everyone, Steve here from RSM and welcome to the latest episode of our Coffee Conversation series. Today I'm very excited. I'm joined by Larissa Lai. Larissa has just joined us to lead our R&D practice here in Brisbane and is a seasoned professional. And of course, we first got to know each other many years ago in a former life in a different firm.
We did.
So
Yes.
and now we've come back together again, which
Full
is fantastic.
circle, yeah.
Absolutely. With one of our other former colleagues, John Bland, who some of you may remember from an earlier conversation. I had a chat with John a few months ago now. But Larissa, as we said at the start, this is all about a casual chat over a coffee. So what's yours? What do you like to drink?
Oh, I'm an oat latte kind of gal.
That's very good. No, that's kind of perfect because so am I. Although I'm not actually an oat latte kind of girl, but I'm an oat latte kind of guy. And this is a good one. So Larissa, maybe just to get things going, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, about what has brought you here as well, but a little bit about you and where you've come from.
Yeah, definitely. So I am a mum of a 6-month-old. So that's first and foremost. She's very, very cute, and she gives me the inspiration to come to work every day. So
excellent.
But where my career started, I wanted to be a doctor actually. So something completely different to what I'm currently doing. So I did my biomedical science degree, went into law. After that, changed my mind on the doctor pathway, and ended up in R&D tax incentives, which was the perfect combination of my science and my law background. And I've been doing that for 12 years now. And the opportunity came up with RSM and I couldn't turn it down. And
no, of course not.
And of course, when you reached out and we had our first initial meeting, it was very much a full circle moment, considering you hired me as a grad.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think it's wonderful, and it's fantastic that you're here with us.
Yes.
I know you're going to do some great things. Maybe tell us a little bit about, I guess, your R&D kind of background, and what it is that you kind of really do in terms of working with not just Queensland business but as Australian businesses, and you of course specialise, I guess, based on that biomedical science background in the biotech sector.
Yes.
But maybe you could just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So a lot of my role is assisting companies access R&D funding to further their ideas to commercial products. So whether that be through the R&D tax incentive offered by the Australian government or through federal and state grants. So really passionate about helping clients get from idea to commercial product. As you mentioned, my life science background, I'm very passionate about the life sciences sector in Queensland, but broader as well into Australia. So helping a lot of life science companies take their clinical assets to patients, essentially, which has a very big impact, much broader than just, I guess, the compliance of R&D tax.
I'm sure. And it must be a wonderful thing where you're involved at really what would be the formative part of something new, something innovative, and you can see that ultimately over time come to fruition. That must be a really, really key part of what keeps you going with it all as well.
Exactly. Collaborating with clients and helping them along that journey, being a trusted partner. That's huge, and I get a lot of fulfillment out of my role.
That's fantastic. And certainly the life sciences bit is absolutely your area of specialty and background, but you kind of operate beyond that as well because Queensland, of course, is a very broad market, has a very broad business base. So.
Exactly. So when I started out, Queensland was very much a energy resources sector. So my career in R&D tax started with mining companies, but that has certainly changed over time. So agribusiness, life sciences, manufacturing, software development, seeing all these different types of assets get through to commercialization has been, great. And Queensland has really broadened in terms of, skill set, capabilities, types of companies that we have here.
Yeah. And do you see, you must see an enormous opportunity in front of you, in front of us, I guess. And when I say us, I'm not just talking about RSM, but I guess I'm also talking about Queensland and Brisbane. We're in the process at the moment. We'll be soon releasing our leading cities report, and it's looking forward as to where Brisbane is placed going forward in the next few years, particularly towards the Olympics and beyond. You must see a lot of potential out there for innovation and, innovations that are already happening in Queensland and in Brisbane.
Definitely. There's been a huge increase in the different types of industries that have grown in Queensland, as well as innovative startups that are coming out as well. And with the Olympics coming, that's just another opportunity to bring more of that to Queensland. So there's certainly a big opportunity for RSM in this market to take advantage of that and work with companies who are really in that innovation startup space.
That's excellent. It's very good to hear. What do you kind of see as some of for those innovative companies? And I think one of the things that certainly over the years has caused a lot of frustration is that we develop some wonderful technologies and innovations in Australia, and then they end up overseas and they're exploited overseas, they're funded overseas. And what do you see as some of the challenges for the innovators in and around Brisbane and the country more broadly?
Yeah, so we call it the Valley of Death.
So it's an inspiring kind of, I like it. Yeah.
There's sort of funding at that early stage of innovation, and then there's a bit of a dip. And then there's funding at sort of, when companies are more at that commercial stage. But in the middle, there's really not a lot, and that's why it's called the Valley of Death. So what would be great to see is more investment in that space, whether it's industry, more VCs, government, to really keep that great IP that we generate from our universities in Australia, and then see that commercialize and then have that broader global impact as well.
Yeah, it would be an amazing thing to see, and surely as we as the nation kind of matures, I guess we are a young country, I guess, relatively to sort of the others, and there's obviously a lot more funding available, and with the big VC funds and what have you in the US, so that's going to continue to be a challenge, but turning, I guess, more towards, the opportunities for businesses in Australia and in Brisbane, and particularly, say, over the next, 5 to 7 years. And I use the Olympics, I guess, as a bit of a benchmark because it's going to be an amazing moment for us in Brisbane, and it really puts us on the global stage. But it's not just about the Olympics. It's kind of just a bit of a benchmark moment in time. What do you see as the opportunities for I guess companies who are innovating in undertaking those activities, say in Australia, and even how do we attract investment into Australia from other parts of the world as well?
Yeah, so I might start with the Olympics. That's it's kind of put Brisbane on the global map. People know about Brisbane. I would often go overseas and they'd ask, where are you from? And I'm like, oh, Brisbane. Oh, where's that? Without no Sydney
There's
or
one in
Melbourne.
California. I've had that one once from Brisbane. Oh, California.
Yeah.
No. Australia. Oh, cool.
But now on my recent overseas trip, people know where Brisbane is. So that's, that is an initial great start. We've seen Brisbane attracts some very big brand names recently. So with Stryker Medical, Sanofi, there's been the huge quantum investment out at UQ. So there's some big investments happening. And I guess what's exciting about that for the startup community, the innovation space, is with that attention, there comes more investment.
Sure.
And that investment really does help the ecosystem grow.
Awesome.
Which is, it's an exciting time to be in Brisbane.
Absolutely. Could not agree more. We love Brisbane, and we love our new office. I've got to get that plug in once again. I did for the last conversation I had a couple of weeks ago, and you can kind of see the view of the Story Bridge behind us. And it's a wonderful place to be. Brisbane's fantastic. And Larissa, really good that you're on board. Very excited about what we're going to be doing together in the market.
Likewise.
And it'll be a lot of fun. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed that conversation and learned a little bit about what Larissa is bringing to the table for us here at RSM in Brisbane. Really exciting time. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.